This is the Effing Business Podcast. You ask the questions, we answer.
The conversation is about people not willing to invest in their own business?
I don't think the question's about like willingness. I think it's about the idea even. I think they think that business is there to just make them money, and they're there just to make money, and that's it. So I think that the real answer, in my opinion, I think they think business and their business is there to make them the extra 20, 30, 40, 50,000, whatever their goal is, in their pocket, right? So everything to them is just like pure profit, right? So they're not taking that pure profit and turning into more pure profit to more pure profit and more pure profit. They just want to invest in their pocket and in their glamour life instead of their business to make it into a global enterprise or whatever they have aspirations to be.
Okay, so really what you're talking about is the difference between success and the appearance of success.
I mean, I guess it's either the appearance. No, because it's not appearance. It's
it is, because if I have a business and I can take all the money out of the business or as much of it as possible, and I can get an expensive car and expensive clothes, and I can live a lifestyle that the business can barely support because the business is just it doesn't grow.
Money, yeah.
Exactly. So now I've created an appearance to others that I'm successful.
Correct.
At times that can work to help be more successful, but for the most part, it's not going back into the business, and you're not doing things like creating a studio. You're not growing your business of any kind, going to other states and using the money that you have to help you make more money. Right,
but why do people do that? Like, because they just want the appearance, they want the idea, they want the Instagram.
I think it's their starting point where they start with their goal. So some people, money isn't important; it's the appearance of success, and I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. That's just what they want. And then you have other people who they don't care about what you think of them. They want to build successful businesses for whatever reason, family, whatever it is, change the course of their life, and they understand that the more that their business can produce, the more over time comes back to them. And
so, is it the life decision of investing in now or the future, or is it them deciding that they want to create a self-sustained entity over like running the business themselves?
Sole proprietor? I don't know. I think it's everybody kind of has their own goal when they start, and I think the goal evolves over time, right, based on what the business produces.
Right.
But just based on how you and I have done things, everything's always gone back into the business. It's been our goal to take as little as possible from the business so we can constantly grow. And then every business is different, right? The more free cash flow you have, the more you can kind of siphon off and then potentially put back in the business at the same time.
Better question. If year one was what year 10 looks like, right? If year 10...
For us.
Yeah. Do you think we had the same thought process? Or because we had so little...
If after 10 years...
No. If it profits and what year 10 cash flow and all that looks like...
At year one?
Do you think we would have the same thought process? Because it came easy. We really didn't put that much work into it, right? We only put a year into it. Whatever, we worked hard. But I'm saying, like, it was only a year. There was no...
So I think that adds to it. I think
right,
that
like if you have instant success, it almost hurts you because we did it out of a necessity. And then we saw the gains. And so it's like, this is how we're going to do things, right? We're going to take ourselves and put it back into the business, put it back into the business, put it back into the business. But it was almost out of necessity than anything else, right? If there was an extra 50, 60,000, 80,000, whatever the number may be, it left in the business, may say, hey, you take 10 this week, I'll take 10 this week, and we'll be wonderful.
But again, I think it goes back to what your original goal is or what the goal is at the moment, right? So you might say, let's defer that instant gratification and let's use that money to continue to grow, to go to areas that we haven't done, to bring on more people, right? I mean, like, in my opinion, our best successes are we constantly bring on more people to help us grow in different areas. Right? There's a high cost to people. Paying people is expensive.
100%.
But that's been a really important part of what we've been able to do.
And I agree. I'm just saying, like, was it more of a byproduct of the time or a byproduct of the circumstances, or was it a decision?
I think it was a byproduct for us. But I think that had we been more successful, then there would have been a decision to be made. And I think more recently, we've had that decision to make, and the decision has been made to continue to grow.
Right, because we've seen it from...
But again, you're speaking about us. Everybody has a different set of goals. Success financially, having money, is approached differently by different people. So I don't know that there's an answer.
True. Some people are looking for $20,000 extra a year, and some people are looking for
somebody wants an addition to their home. So their goal is they're going to start a side business. They're going to
fund that.
Yeah, they'll get a job somewhere. They'll start something because they have a skill set that can work. And then once they've finished addition to their home, they're out. They're done. They don't want to work. I think the difference between you and I is that we've always wanted to work.
Right.
So a lot of people don't want to work. So the moment they accomplish their goal, like at 5 o'clock, everybody's gone. right? But the point is, nobody actually says, hey, can I get more overtime? I want to work.
Right.
So,
but they have their own financial goal again.
Correct. So I think the difference between you and I was that we learned at an early age that we just have to keep doing this. We don't have a choice. We have to put the time. We also have a unique job that requires us to do a lot of driving and traveling, so that we never had 9 to 5 hours. It's not like we showed up to the office at a certain time in the morning and left at a certain time in the evening. We had to be out on the road, so that messes up your 9 to 5 right off the bat. And I think the goal was, it was unspoken, but there was a commitment to work from the beginning.
Right.
Whereas others say, I want to do the least amount of work and make the most amount of money. I mean, ideally, that'd be great.
Yeah, the most amount of money in a short amount of time.
Correct. And that's very hard to do. Like, as an entrepreneur, I'm going to put this amount of time in, and this is what I'm going to get for it.
Yeah, they want the wham, bam, thank you, ma'am of
right.
business.
Whereas if you're an employee, you get to negotiate your salary, you get to negotiate your hours, assuming you can.
Right.
Right. And this is how much work I'm going to put in and how much I'm going to get paid. But if the goal is to build more than that and build something bigger than that, then there isn't, like on Shark Tank, you see this all the time. They say, okay, how much debt do you have in the business? Oh, 300,000. What is that? Oh, we bought equipment, we did this and that, and 100,000 in like back salary. Like, they want one of the sharks to pay them for 5 years of sweat equity. Like, it doesn't work that way. So I think for you and I, there was never a
the sweat equity got them in the room. Like, you're not getting paid for that. You
like,
built a business.
Exactly. We're not going to pay you for the work
for your back work.
Yeah, like the chutzpah people have in asking that.
Audacity.
Is like, are you crazy? Like, you're going to walk in and you're going to tell this guy, give me $100,000 to buy equity into my business, and some of it's going to contribute to the salary my business owes me that I decided. The time equation goes out the window because it's all your time.
It's the one thing you don't got to pay for.
Yeah.
It's definitely true. I mean, the audacity, the chutzpah, whatever word you want to use, that people want to spend, like, we want to make what 1% of the population makes, but they're not willing to put in what those or 1% of the population hour-wise and work-wise do.
I agree, and this is why I actually think Gary Vee is so successful, because he speaks to a young crowd. And if you think about it, in my opinion, from 20 to 30, you should be out there devoting all your time, no matter what. Right. And at 30, like, that should be your college. At 30, or whatever exactly year you want to call it, that's when you go out and you get a real job. When you're like, this isn't working for me. I've tried. I don't want this. I haven't succeeded. Right? But you should be putting all your time into to hone your skills. I mean, think about it. It took us so long to start to really see success, right? To get everything together. We could have quit so many times along the way. We couldn't have quit because we had no way of paying bills. But in theory, we could have quit so many times.
Yeah, it's like we were talking a couple days ago. I said, like, the way I really see it is, like, out of the 9 years we've been in business, I see it in like a 4 or 5 time year blot, and then like a 4 or 5 year, I don't know exactly the timer, so it's either 5 years on the back end or front end. And that's where I see the line in the sand of where we
got our ass kicked for the first amount of years, and after that,
exactly, like, that was the turnaround point where we got our ass kicked. We were at the bottom. There was nothing in the account. There was just, again, more work, which we weren't afraid of. We've done that, but we put in a bunch of work, and we're getting our ass kicked still because we were two 22-year-old dumbasses just running around 21, getting our ass handed to us business wise.
Are we still talking about the original topic?
I don't even know.